Daniel Harper hadn't slept properly in 3 years. Ever since his wife passed away, the nights belonged to worry. The mornings belonged to responsibility. And every breath in between belonged to his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Being a single father wasn't something Daniel had planned. But life doesn't ask for permission before it changes everything. Daniel worked as a senior accountant at a fast-growing corporate firm in the city. His boss, Victoria Reynolds, was known for being sharp, disciplined, and emotionally distant. She valued punctuality, performance, and precision. Lately, Daniel had been slipping, not because he didn't care, but because Lily had started having nightmares again. Every night around 2 a.m., she would run into his room trembling. "Daddy, don't let Mommy disappear again." So Daniel would sit beside her bed until sunrise, then rush to work with tired eyes and a heavy heart. The warnings. Victoria had called him into her office twice that month. The first time, her tone was calm. "Daniel, your last 3 reports had errors. That's not like you." He nodded. "It won't happen again." The second time, her voice was firmer. "You've been late 5 times this month. Clients are noticing." He swallowed. "I understand." He wanted to explain. He wanted to say, "My daughter cries at night. She's still grieving. I'm barely holding us together." But pride stopped him. Or maybe fear. He couldn't afford to look weak. He couldn't afford to lose this job. So instead of explaining, he promised to do better. And then he went home, reheated leftover pasta, helped Lily with homework, and stayed up again when she cried. The day everything fell apart. It was a Thursday when Lily's school called. She fainted during art class, the nurse said. Daniel didn't hesitate. He left work immediately. No email. No permission. Just gone. At the hospital, the doctor said it was exhaustion and anxiety. "She's carrying grief heavier than her little body can handle." That sentence shattered him. He stayed with her the whole evening. By the time they returned home, it was almost midnight. Lily was asleep on the couch when, knock, knock, knock. Daniel froze. Who knocks at midnight? His heart pounded as he walked to the door. When he opened it, his breath caught. Victoria Reynolds stood there. In a dark coat, hair slightly messy, face unreadable. "May I come in?" she asked quietly. The words he feared. They sat at the small dining table. Lily still slept on the couch. Victoria looked around the modest apartment, the unpaid bills stacked near the microwave, the single-framed photo of Daniel and Lily at the park, the tiny pink backpack near the door. "You left work without informing anyone," she said. Daniel's throat tightened. "I'm sorry." Silence. Then she said the words he had been fearing for weeks. "You're fired." The room felt smaller, colder. Daniel didn't argue, didn't beg. He just nodded. "I understand." Because what else could he say? That his daughter's tears mattered more than spreadsheets? That grief doesn't follow office schedules? Victoria stood up. But she didn't leave immediately. Instead, her eyes drifted toward Lily. "Is she okay?" Daniel hesitated. Then something inside him broke. For the first time, he told the truth. "She hasn't been the same since her mom died. She's scared of losing me too. I stay up at night so she knows I'm still here." His voice cracked. "I tried to keep work and home separate. I thought I could handle both. I was wrong." Victoria didn't respond right away. Her expression changed. Not cold. Not corporate. Human. The truth Daniel didn't know. Victoria walked slowly toward Lily and gently adjusted the blanket over her. "She looks like her mother?" she asked softly. Daniel nodded. After a long pause, Victoria spoke again. "My father raised me alone," she said. Daniel looked up surprised. He worked 3 jobs. Missed every school play. Every birthday. Because he thought providing money was the only way to love me. Her voice trembled slightly. "I grew up thinking work comes before family." Silence filled the room again. Then she turned toward Daniel. "I fired you because the version of you at work right now is exhausted and distracted." His heart sank further. But she continued. And that's not the man I hired. She took a breath. I'm offering you something else. The midnight offer. Victoria pulled an envelope from her bag and placed it on the table. 3 months paid leave. Daniel blinked. What? You need time. Your daughter needs you more than my company does. He stared at her, unable to process the words. You're not fired, she said quietly. You're being given a choice. Tears filled his eyes. I don't understand. You missed my warnings, she admitted. Not because you're irresponsible, but because you're drowning. She softened her voice. I knocked tonight because I didn't want to send an email. Some conversations deserve humanity. Daniel felt something shift inside him. Relief, gratitude, humility. The change. 3 months later, Daniel returned to work. But not the same. He had taken Lily to therapy. They had planted flowers together in the small balcony. He started reading to her at night instead of just sitting in silence. The nightmares became fewer. The laughter became louder. And Daniel learned something important. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. On his first day back, Victoria called him into her office again. But this time there was no tension. Welcome back, she said. He smiled. Thank you for knocking. She gave a small nod. Don't miss my warnings again. He smiled wider. I won't. But this time he understood them differently. Final scene. That evening Daniel came home early. Lily ran into his arms. Daddy, you're smiling. He lifted her high. I learned something important. What? That sometimes, when someone knocks at midnight. He kissed her forehead. It's not the end. It's the beginning. And for the first time in years, Daniel slept peacefully.